Hey everybody, Chris the Cop here. Welcome back. Thanks for watching, and definitely thank you for hanging in there during this hiatus of mine for 2023. All right, ready or not, real SWAT tactics for the first mission of Ready or Not. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. All right, so I have done two missions in Ready or Not 1.0 and received some criticism because I talked about using real SWAT tactics, and I kind of started off with and I didn't. Then I decided that, you know what, I'm going to backtrack a little bit and we're going to go through this as much as we can by the numbers. So I replayed the first mission, and what I have done is I have broken down what is real, what is not real, what we would really have in a way of resources, and what this would really look like on a real call out. So that's what this video is all about. Now, of course, we cannot make everything realistic as possible because this is a game made for entertainment. It's designed for you, the player. It's not designed for me, the SWAT technician. So there you go. But I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to keep these videos down to a minimum. I'm going to get rid of all the business junk with this so that you guys can enjoy these streams. But let me know what you think. And we're replaying it. And there's going to be a lot of talking. And there's going to be some action that's going to be kind of taken back a little bit as I explain some of the stuff going on. So once again, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please subscribe. Please like. Alert icon so you know when I upload. But I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about this one. All right. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about this from a real SWAT standpoint, and I'm going to start pointing out things that are realistic and not realistic in hopes of explaining what a real SWAT team would do here. Initially, when I played this, I did not know how to use the tab and bring up the screen. And so now that I do, we're going to listen to the 911 tape, and then we're going to take a look at this. I don't know if I'm actually going to do this 100%, but it's just what I wanted to work on tonight. The loadout is the loadout. I'm using the loadout that you saw in the video before. If not, up atop, I hope I'll be able to mark that at the perfect time. But that's I did a video on why I'm using the loadout that I am using, and I'm not changing that as of right now for any of these scenarios. All right, pre-mission, we're going in 5 seconds. Okay, so this is going to be a little...
Entry team, suspects have taken refuge and are refusing to cooperate. Move in, remember your ROE, and secure the area.
Okay, first of all, as a SWAT commander, I would never tell my guys to remember their ROEs. They know their ROEs. Their ROEs are codified in case law. Okay, so now let's take a look here. Let's take a look behind us. We got our 4 operators, and what we're missing initially right off the bat is our armored vehicle. And Bearcat is a Lenco Bearcat is a very common vehicle. But before we get onto that, let's listen to the briefing and go from there. So,
listen up. At around 2300, we received multiple 911 calls from the 4U gas station at 5th and Van Drake and Southside. We believe this to be a stick-up robbery with multiple armed suspects. At this current time, we don't know the condition of 4U manager Mudassir Varma or Charla Layton, with both calling in during the robbery along with multiple other civilians in the premises, including Charla's daughter, Crystal Layton. First responders began locking down on the scene at 2340, containing the area for D Platoon's arrival. An officer on scene reported the sound of gunshots at 2345 within the main building. We can identify all 3 suspects on the scene: Andre Williams, Zion Pretlow, and Jaden Fletcher. All have their own run-ins with the law for drug-related offenses or violent crimes. Be advised, some or all may be under the influence of methamphetamine and incredibly erratic. This potentially showing their true motives to feed a lethal addiction, even with the stick-up being high risk. We can assume their move was calculated, with DeBanco stopping by before the robbery for regular pickup of cash stored on the premises. DeBanco's employees are known to be at risk during their shifts, with many criminal acts committed against them, such as assault and attempted robberies. Along with the front entrance into the store, there's a second method of entry into the diner side area on the northern side. If both locations aren't viable options, there are 2 alternate entry points on both sides of the building. One may require a key card used by employees. You should be able to find it in a Knox box on scene. Suspects may have broken away from the main building into the side garage on the eastern side. Exercise caution when moving around the exterior. It is unlikely the suspects are wearing armor. They are armed and have demonstrated their intent to cause harm. We do know at least one of the suspects is carrying a 9mm semi-automatic pistol, as described by a witness. Remember to only use lethal force on what you deem as an imminent threat to you or your element, as well as civilians present at the scene. Plan and coordinate your actions accordingly. And get to work.
Okay. That last 2 paragraphs are completely useless. Would never say that once again. Now, let's take a look at the suspects. Okay, we got Jaden Fletcher, Zion Pretlow. That's a lot of information. Okay, how they got it. And then we have our civilians. A lot of information. Don't know how they got it. And then here's our media. We can go ahead and listen to the 911 call, I believe. But there you go. So, that's our situation. We're going to bring order to chaos, rescue all civilians, find Crystal Lathon, a minor hiding, and then find the store manager. That's kind of cool. Alright, here's our map. Here's how it's labeled. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how we talk in SWAT. Someone was mentioning in a comment that fire department does something different. This is it. Starts from where the front door of this would be at. So we could technically have a.
Let's get it done.
This technically could be over here. This could be 1, 2, 3, 4 as well. If this was from the street and this was considered the entrance, so it just all depends. We're going to utilize this for there. There we go. We got a roster. There's all our weapons. You guys have seen that before, so let's get this. Okay, so now we got a civilian down right here, right in front of us. We're missing our Bearcat. We're missing our cover. We would not be headed in this location without cover. We could walk right behind our Bearcat. They know we're here. So our armor vehicle. So that's the unrealistic part of this, is that we would have armor here.
On me.
You got point.
Get on the ground now!
Oh my gosh.
Put your fucking hands up!
Really?
Talk. One wounded civilian. Requires immediate medical.
Okay, now here, over here, traffic would be done. Traffic would be totally out. This would be closed off by patrol, as well as there would be a perimeter around this. Now, up here, dependent on, we would have hacked into this surveillance video. This covering is not the best, however, we would have our, and here's the nice part about the Bearcat. The Bearcat has the hatch, and over the hatch we'd have our Overwatch. This would require Overwatch. They would be protecting us as we approach. So that's another unrealistic part to this. So you're not approaching this in a true tactical sense because you're missing your armor and your armor vehicle, and you are missing your Overwatch as well as the Sierra Tango team. And the perimeter would be closed. I wouldn't have to worry about vehicles here, and I also wouldn't have to worry about on the other side. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to walk up, and while I don't agree with it, okay, we got a lot of window here. That's why we would literally drive our Bearcat up to the top of this and don't go from there. So we are going to get a wedge on this.
Element. Use the door jam.
Gonna jam it. Need you to move.
Okay. The wedge, remember, acts as...
Wedge is good.
Get down and don't move.
Okay. We're going to go around quickly. They know we're here. So I'm going to be using the other entrance. Actually, here we go. We're going to go through side door.
Stay on me.
Behind you.
Down on your knees. Put your hands
Get
up.
him ready.
I got you. Don't worry.
Okay. We're in.
Civilian is ready.
Talk. Civilian is good to go. Compliant.
Civilian's good to go.
Talk to element.
Compliant.
Confirmed.
Great work, entry team.
They know we're here.
On the way, Chief.
So
Fucking
we
lots.
are going to breach, and we are going to use
You're in
a
my way, sir.
shotgun, and then we're going to use a
Hit the
bang.
door with the shotgun. Flash it.
Going to go long.
Put your hands up and get down.
There we go. Cool. Nice covering.
Come light out. Get down.
Keep
I'm
your
going to
hands
restrain.
behind your back.
Are those handcuffs?
Element to talk. Civilian cuffed and prepped for evac.
We would be watching, someone would be on this, watching this.
Trailers incoming.
No one would leave this spot. This would be covered by an operator. Alright, we're going to get another wedge on this door over here quickly. Remember, a wedge counts for two. A wedge counts for two operators holding
Door
a
jam,
spot.
go.
Wedge ready.
I'm doing a quick secondary. Now, someone asked why my weapon is not like this. We keep it in the low ready. Actually, this is where your weapon would be in an operation. The military does something totally different. The low ready, boom, ready to go. Low ready, ready to go. That's just the way it is.
Put your hands up.
Don't know why that happened. Okay, I'll take him into custody.
Stay here. Element to talk. We have a
Okay.
civilian in custody.
Talk to high ground.
We're gonna stack up on this door. We're gonna split.
Provide cover on this door.
I'll get out of their way. Alright, so at this point in time, this is all the real estate that we own. We own all of this. Now, two operators, or at least one operator, would remain at a nice, neutral place. At this point in time, we would undo that wedge. We own this, and we would get these suspects, or these people out of here. We would make them, obviously make sure that they're safe. So I'm going to go back over here to just confirm that this person is still sitting here. They are. So they would all be gone by other team members. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and breach this. Once again, they know we're here. And we're going to, let's try a stinger.
Breach the door. Clear the
Let's
stings.
switch.
Copy Stinger.
Opening on the left.
Okay.
Hands up.
High ground, you over here. No contact. Down.
All right.
Tense.
This is talk. Copy. Clean house and we'll take them out.
Okay. I'm going to wedge this myself. Since they're moving ahead.
Light sticking out.
boss.
Okay, it's wedged.
Talk. We have a civilian down.
Talk reporting. Copy that, entry team.
Now, someone asked about collecting evidence. We would secure weapons, but we would not secure evidence. The detectives would be coming in later on to do that for us. Who killed a dog, right? All right. We're good there. So at this point in time, we're good. And now we could go outside that way, but we're going to continue. We're going to continue to
On my six.
Got your six.
go in.
Got it.
You're safe now.
Split the stack on this door.
Civilian's cuffed and good to go.
Secure.
Talk reporting. Roger that.
There.
Trailers incoming.
On the move.
Proceed with caution.
I hear voices.
Split the stack and
Split.
provide cover.
It's
We're going to
open. Good
breach.
go.
We are going to use C2, and we're going to throw a
C2
bang.
and a flash. Clear it.
As you guys would know, I've said that we don't really have C2. That's...
Lots of places to hide.
All the way up ahead.
I got hit.
I'll get the closet.
My guy's a little slow on that.
Sir.
C2 would have really stunned this guy right here. He would not have been the way he was acting, especially with no mask.
Nothing.
Don't know about shooting through a door, but since we're here, let's go ahead and get them stacked up quickly. We're going to do all on the right.
Post up right side.
Copy that.
We're going to go get whoever is there. Breach. Breach. Oops. 2. And 2.
Shotgun and flashes.
10 more.
Watching this door. Kind of doing double duty here. I'm going to back up into this.
Drop it.
Open up. Right.
Now
On
let's
the
go.
roof.
Drop the weapon.
There are multiple suspects.
Light out.
We still have the inside. We would definitely be securing that.
I got nothing here.
We got to come back quickly.
Light stick out.
Gone.
Fall in.
Right with you.
We'll come back and do that later.
Suspect cuffed and secured. Securing.
Okay, stack up. We are going to go on the right
Stack
side,
up on the right.
That's affirmative.
and we are going to breach, shotgun,
Doors unlocked.
and
Use
throw
the
a
shotgun
stinger.
and throw stingers.
Affirmative.
Do a secondary myself real quick in here. Okay, we're good. And do a quick secondary.
Move, move, move! Opening on the right. Searching the closets. I'll get them ready.
Empty over here. No contacts. Dropping the light.
Okay.
Civilian ready to go.
I didn't know
Entry
what to
team
do.
to talk. Civilian good to go.
Talk to entry team. Copy
Need
entry
to
team.
talk. Civilian
Notifying
cuffed and
trailers.
prepped for evac.
Talk to element. Roger,
Hands up!
trailers inbound.
Hands on your head! Move!
Did that count as a rescue? Report victim, rescue. Okay, so that did count. Okay. All right, we're good there. And he's good. So now this is where we're going to go ahead and break up our team. Let me see who I have mostly here. I have red here, so let's go ahead and have red. I'm going to have red stack up.
Waiting on you.
Provide cover.
Copy. Out of the way, sir.
Yep, got it.
Unlocked.
Oh, it looks like we lost Kim over there. Okay, we're gonna breach, shotgun, and just clear.
Shoot the lock, then clear.
Acknowledge.
So we lost Kim.
Moving in!
Provide fall in behind. Provide fall in.
Six.
On me. On me. Stay on me.
Behind you. Right with you.
Where's Kim? We got Williams. Okay, there's Kim. Good. All right, we're good. All right, so now I'm gonna bring in the whole team.
On my 6.
I'm with you.
Post up on the left.
In position.
You're in my way, sir.
It's open. We're good to go.
Okay, it's open. 2 and
Move in
1.
and clear it.
Acknowledge.
Moving!
Got an
Opening up ahead. Here. Breaching! Opening up right.
Keep an eye out. I've had someone slip by me before.
Empty
Light
over
out.
here. No contacts.
Moving! I'm going!
Open it on the right.
Nothing here,
Moving
sir.
into handcuff.
Okay, good.
Civilian restrained.
Lead
Okay.
to talk. Civilian, good to go.
Okay, we're gonna
To
have.
high ground.
You just slide over.
Copy entry team. Notifying trailers.
Split and cover.
Affirmative.
Open the door. Clear it.
Not happening.
Okay.
Deploy shotgun and clear.
Yup.
Going in. Opening on the right. Clear over here, boss.
Red.
Kemling.
Get the door. Clear
Moving
it.
in. Opening on the left. Opening on the
Lead
right.
to talk.
Talk to
We
entry
have
team.
one civilian
Excellent
down.
work, entry team.
Lots of places to hide.
Report to center for
Nothing
debriefing.
here, sir.
Oh, wow, that ended quickly. Okay, so we got an A+. All right, let's talk about this. Okay, so I do apologize real quick here. All right, so let's talk about this. As you can see, this was a lot more methodical. I utilized the team the way I was supposed to utilize the team, as far as getting them to breach and, stacking up, and then utilizing utilizing the flashbangs and a stinger at one point in time. Now, here it is. I talked about flashbangs and how flashbangs are not utilized as much as they have in the past. Very, very true. Now, if we look at this mission briefing states that we are going to, we have a robbery, they're inside, we've identified that they're inside, so we identified the suspects, we've said that they're on meth, they're armed. So at this point in time, this is one of those missions where we would arrive and we would go ahead and do our briefing. We would interview our scouts would interview any potential witnesses. We would try to get a layout for the gas station, find anybody who knows an exact layout, get our mapping system in place. Then we decide on our breach point, have our secondary breach point, as well as, once again, I mentioned this, is that the unrealistic part to this is simply there is no perimeter, there is no armored vehicle to get us up near our breach point, there is no overwatch, and there are no snipers. That would play all into this, as well as most likely in this situation we probably would bring our K9, if not also our drones. We could have flown a drone through that open door, and even had a drone go around that to give us that aerial view. We in fact even talking about that. We would have a helicopter overhead giving us the play-by-play as well. These are all components that are missing. So when I talk about doing this realistically, we can only do it so realistically. Now, let's talk about the flashbang part of it. Flashbang part about this one is that we have all of that information. So we would probably agree on banging all the rooms. They already know we're here, so let's get into the rooms and let's bang them. I just use a stinger to see what it would be like, but we would be banging those rooms because they know we're coming. We want the element of surprise. Now, that one last area where I got hit, not going to happen. Sorry. As soon as that C2 went off, to be on the other side of C2, you would feel it. You would be, and the guys would have returned fire instantaneously. So that part is a little unrealistic, but I'm okay with that. We did good. We rescued everybody. We secured the methamphetamine. But as you can see, stacking really has to do with the layout of the room, and what side the hinges are on, what side the handles are on. We don't want anyone reaching over. Since everyone has a breaching shotgun, anybody can breach. Is that realistic? No, we usually only have one, if maybe two breaching shotguns at the very most. But there you go. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. This was a quick, short video to talk about the true tactics in this particular scenario. So I obviously played it again, and we're going to do the same thing with 23 or 28 megabytes, what it is, and talk about the realism of that scenario as well. Once again, comments down below. Hoping to have this video up for you guys for New Year's Day, so you guys have something cool to watch. But once again, Happy New Year. Hope you had a wonderful holidays, and I'm enjoying this new Ready or Not. And if you have any questions, please throw them down in the comments below. All right, take care of yourself, take care of one another. We can make the world a better place by just helping one person at a time. It could be with a simple smile, nice comment, or a simple gesture. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris the Copper, reminding all of you. Peace.